Have you ever thought about creating an online course or promoting a digital product of some kind and you're a little weary of how to proceed without a lot of overhead investment? Well, today I'm sharing with you our recent switch from Kajabi to Thrivecart and how it's saving us $150 a month or more, and how happy we are with our lifetime access to Thrivecart that I had actually had for a while and hadn't used. I'm also going to be sharing with you guys 3 actions that I took to ensure that I could rest this summer and take time off with my kids, and adjusted my schedule so that I'm not working on Mondays and Fridays. And that was intentional, and we did a few things. So I'm going to be sharing those with you guys. So let's go ahead and get started. This is episode 121. So you can find all the show notes and links at elizabethhenson.co/E121. Welcome back to the Messy Success Podcast. I'm your host, Elizabeth Henson, and I help high-performing artists and creative leaders grow and scale communities so that marketing is easy. This podcast combines business tips and real-life experiences in being the creative entrepreneur that we all are. So you're in the right place if you want to leave feeling a little bit more confident and normalize these day-to-day struggles that we all experience as business owners. And you can do this while mastering your marketing so that business is light and easy. I'm so glad you're joining me here, where we can get a little bit messy, a little bit creative, and it's okay to be super ambitious. Let's get started. All right, so we have a couple things to cover today. I know that I have mentioned to a lot of you that we recently switched from Kajabi to Thrivecart. Kajabi is a online course platform. And Kajabi, I did love Kajabi. I absolutely did. But we were spending over $150 a month. And I wanted to take a break from promoting the course. We'd been working really hard on a couple of different ways to build this sales machine for the course and having some success. But I was ready to take a break. And I started to feel this like immense pressure that, you know, I've got this monthly expense. One of our goals this year was to get really lean on our expenses. And I just felt like it was causing a pressure of I need to sell every single month to justify this investment. And then I realized that Thrivecart, which is a program that I already have, and you only pay once and you have lifetime access. So I bought Thrivecart back when I was building out an affiliate program, because Thrivecart has pretty cool like affiliate tracking and affiliate features. And it's a shopping cart. So I was able to use Thrivecart here and there for different checkout options on my website. But I actually hadn't maximized what Thrivecart could do yet. I was only using it for a couple little things. And then I realized they added this new Learn feature, which is a course platform. And it's really great. So I did a little bit of digging and a little bit of research, and the team and I decided, why not make the switch? We don't need Kajabi for the website hosting. We already have a website. And we don't need it for email. I wasn't really a huge fan of their email system, their email marketing system. So we really were only using it to host this course. And I wanted the ability to add more courses without adding more onto my expenses. And the Thrivecart Learn tool, you can have unlimited courses, unlimited deliverables, PDFs, anything you can imagine. You can use it in a similar way that people use Shopify, where you can build a shop on your website and have the little checkout right there on your website. It's great. And then people can automatically buy your product, and then they get access to your course and so on. So we ripped the Band-Aid off and we made the switch, and we have not looked back. And now we have 0 monthly overhead to host all of those things, to have an affiliate program, to host courses, to host online products, to embed things onto the website. I can create a shopping cart or a link anytime I want to. I don't have to go into PayPal to create a link. I can do that right in ThriveCart. You can have coupon codes, everything. The only thing it doesn't have is it doesn't have your email marketing, but it does have the ability to have like tripwire or seed offers that then continue to upsell. And it doesn't necessarily have its own website hosting that I know of. But we have been really happy with the switch. So I wanted to share that with you guys. I think I shared maybe 6 months ago that we had made the switch, but I wanted to let you know 6 months later that is going really well. And that's top of mind for me because I'm coming off of James Wedmore's launch. And if you guys have been around for a while, you know that I've been on James Wedmore's sales team for Business by Design for, I believe this was my 4th year. And I just look forward to it every single year. And I had so many students asking me, do I need Kajabi, to be successful in Business by Design? And the answer is no. Yes, that's what James uses. Yes, I do love the platform. But if you're just starting out with building an online course or digital products, it's an expensive one. And there are other ways. And that's why I really wanted to take a minute to brag about ThriveCart. And sidebar, their affiliate program is incredible. So we have an affiliate code for you where you can get a discount. It is like $500 for lifetime access. I believe you can upgrade to the pro for like $700. In its lifetime, you don't have any monthly recurring payments. You just pay that lifetime amount and then you're done. So today is episode 121. So you can find that link in the show notes at elizabethhenson.co/E121. Go check out ThriveCart. I promise if you rip the Band-Aid off and get it, you will not regret it. You will use it in so many different ways on so many different opportunities and platforms. So yes, so that was top of mind because I talked with all these students and a lot of them were just amazed to hear about ThriveCart and didn't know that it existed and all the things. And this was happening naturally in conversations, right? Like this was not really something I was seeking out to chat about, but they had this limiting belief that they had to have Kajabi in order to be successful online. And that's just not the case. So we welcomed over 1,000 new students into Business by Design. And it was such a fun week, you guys. It was incredibly busy though. It was a very busy week last week. So I'm catching up and we're taking our first summer vacation tomorrow. And I wanted to spend some time on this episode really talking about summer and what I have done different this year. And it feels a little bit dramatic, but I have taken Mondays and Fridays essentially off or as flex days. So I'm not scheduling meetings on Mondays and Fridays unless they're, one-offs or personal, fun meetings for some reason or another. But I would say 90% of the weeks have no meetings on Mondays and Fridays. This allows me to be present and adventure with my kids on Mondays and Fridays and just check email and Slack intermittently, but there's not going to be a lot going on. We are taking a break from the podcast just for about 8 weeks for the summer, and we'll be picking back up in August. And then, so we're taking a break for about 8 weeks. This is because I'm taking 3 different vacations, and I just didn't want to worry about having to record and get ahead and then have my team doing all this work while I'm on the road. So I said, let's just take a break. I was feeling not burnt out, but I feel like I can sense when the burnout is coming because my creativity level starts to drop. And I don't know if you guys ever feel any of this too, but my creativity levels are very much up and down, right? And every summer, I am dying to get back to work, right? I'm dying for the kids to go back to school so I can have my normal work hours and just dive in. So I said, let's lean into that this year and take some intentional time, slowing down, taking off, and then we will gear up for a big launch in the fall. So I'm going to spend the summer revamping the Community Growth Lab because I know that I have already shared with you guys that was a Q3 goal. So we are wrapping up Q2 and heading into Q3. So I'm going to spend that time just making it even better and adding so much value and figuring out how I want to intertwine a community into the Community Growth Lab. I have some really cool ideas and add some group coaching features. So I'm really excited about that. So we'll be working on that this summer and getting ready to launch that. The doors will open in September. So mark your calendar for September. That is going to be really fun. It gives time for everyone to get their kids back in school and get ready for a great fourth quarter and 2024. Like, I'm one of those people that I'm like, well, it's June, the year's over. Let's start planning 2024. That's how I feel sometimes. But I'm really looking forward to slowing down this summer, taking 3 trips with my family. Nothing fancy. We tend to stay pretty close by. We're taking 2 trips to North Carolina and 1 trip to Charlottesville. But that gives me the opportunity to take long weekends if I want to go somewhere else with the kids or with the family, or go golfing with Mark on Mondays or Fridays, or whatever we can work into the summer. I'm very, very excited. And I hope that you guys will take some intentional time too. So I wanted to share with you 3 important things that I did that are making this possible for me, because I didn't just wake up yesterday morning and decide this. It takes a little bit of planning and intention. So the first thing that I did, and I did this probably 6 weeks ago, knowing that I was going to be doing this, is we went into my calendar and we took off the ability to book with me on Mondays and Fridays. I know that sounds easy, like the click of a button, but we had to do this ahead of time, like 6 to 8 weeks ahead of time, to make sure that people weren't pre-booking for Mondays and Fridays. And I only had about half of my meetings even available on Mondays and Fridays. I think most of them are for my one-to-one clients, and people that are already paying me or in my orbit or somehow kind of had that exclusive access already, but we even shut that down. But if we had done that last minute, I would have already had bookings for July. So it's really important to do that ahead of time. So that was the first thing that I did. But it's not too late. So if you're listening to this and you're like, oh, like I want to do this, it's not too late. Plan ahead for August, plan ahead for September, whatever that looks like for you. But any changes that you want to make to your calendar, to your routine, to your working hours, you got to think a little bit ahead, because it takes a while for it to kick in, right? The second thing is that I'm going to be really intentional about mapping my tasks. And I've gotten much better at this. But during the summer, now that I'm only going to be working Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I want to make sure that I'm really intentional about what I need to get done and creating those tasks and to-do lists. And we call that mapping in my calendar. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays will be mapped from whenever I start work, say 9 a.m., to whenever I finish work, say 3 p.m. And every hour will kind of have a task or a job or a project or a meeting or whatever it might be. And that just helps me really maximize my productivity for those 3 days. Now, Mondays and Fridays, I'm not going to be as specific about it because those are flex days. So there might be a few little things that I need to do, but mostly I'm just doing some email sweeps and some Slack and social media stuff. And then the third one is that I'm just going to commit to resting for the fall. I'm going to commit to not taking on any projects or any big ideas. And I'm going to wait until I get back to work to really dive in. So I might be, creating some vision boards or some dreamy brainstormy lists, but I'm not going to commit to taking any specific action or new projects. I'm going to commit to my Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, taking care of my current clients, taking care of my current to-dos, but I'm really going to commit to the rest, because I know I've had this mentality in the past of slowing down for the summer, but I still feel that emotional tug of wanting to be both places, wanting to be out on the beach with my kids, but also wanting to work. And this year, I'm really going to try to take away that pressure and just commit to the process of resting, because I know how badly I'm going to be bursting for creativity and for work time by late August, early September. And I'm really excited. And I have also committed to my health journey. And I don't know that I've shared a ton about that on the podcast. It probably deserves its own episode, but I'll give you guys a sneak peek that in January, I found out that we had a local functional medicine doctor that will take insurance, that will be my primary care physician. And I was able to get in with them. It was kind of a long wait. I had to wait till about April to really get onboarded and get going. But I started working with my functional medicine doctor, and they did all my blood work, and they prescribed me for all these over-the-counter vitamins that otherwise I would have just been guessing, like, oh, sure, I think I need some vitamin D. Sure, I think I need some magnesium. But we looked at my blood work, and now we know exactly what areas I was seeing a deficiency in. And I've been on those supplements since the very, very end of April. Let's go ahead and say May 1st. I was just getting started with them when I ran my 5K. And I feel incredible. And I'm just really, really excited about my new level of energy and the amount that I'm, working out and taking care of myself and enjoying it. Like, I look forward to going to the gym and for taking my runs. And I feel like a completely different person than I did 6 months ago. So I'm also excited to lean into that this summer without the stress of having to wear all the hats, the mom hat, the business hat, the take care of myself hat, right? Like, we know how exhausting and the invisible weight that carries. So I'm taking a break. And yes, I will be here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 9 to 3 are essentially my working hours over the summer. But I'm going to really kick back and enjoy. And I hope that you guys will too. And we are absolutely bringing the podcast back. We already have the fall schedule kind of mapped out, that our first episode back will be August 23rd. So not a very long break. And we will be continuing to push out old episodes over the summer, because we have some really, really great episodes that we may have dropped the ball on promoting because I was in a launch or in an affiliate launch or on the Business by Design sales team. So we're going to continue to promote some of those episodes over the summer and give you guys opportunities to get caught up and binge the Messy Success podcast, because I love, love, love hearing from you guys. It means the world to me. So hopefully you got a takeaway from this episode and it wasn't all fluff, but I wanted to prep you guys for the summer break and leave you with those 3 tips that if you are planning some downtime, schedule it ahead of time in your calendar, your working hours. Map your tasks when you do have those big working blocks. Map out what exactly you're going to work on. I hate that feeling of sitting at my desk and not knowing what to prioritize. I have really learned that I dislike that feeling. So when I know exactly what to prioritize, it really helps me stay super productive. And then commit to your rest, commit to your health, mental health, physical health, whatever it might be, and just say, I will and I am, not I need, right? I don't say I need to go for a run today. It's I'm excited to go for a run today. I can't wait to go for my run today. Then the way we speak to ourselves changes the way our physical body feels. So I hope that it helps. Again, thank you guys so much for being here. I truly appreciate every single one of you that takes the time and energy to listen, and especially those of you that reach out or leave us a review on iTunes. So we will see you guys in a couple of weeks. In the meantime, go get caught up on some old episodes. Go check out Thrivecart. Make the switch. You won't regret it. And I'll talk to you guys soon.